everybody. Today we are going to be watching how Rosé redefined her career.
Our next chapter. What's your
It's
next
gonna be
chapter?
interesting.
Hope it works out. I think you did for Rosé. Let's go on with this preview of this.
Let's get it,
Less
bro.
than a year after leaving her label and with just 2 songs under her belt for
Leaving her
now,
label.
BLACKPINK's Rosé has surpassed
2
expectations,
solo songs
proving that
only.
the Instagram model label given to her was far from accurate. But how exactly did she become one of Korea's most successful soloists? Once it was announced that the BLACKPINK members had terminated their individual contracts with YG Entertainment, the entire world was curious to see
Back
what
to
the members
contracts?
would do. Lisa and Jennie were the first ones to take steps by establishing their own labels, and then Jisoo partnered with her
What
brother's
was
company,
Zen's
first
label
ones to
again? I
take
forget. Her own label and Kumpo.
steps by establishing their own labels, and then Jisoo partnered with her brother's company to create her own agency called Polisu. It took a while before we heard anything from Rosé after she left YG, and that felt a little suspicious. Even non-fans were aware that Rosé was an idol who absolutely loved music and performing, so her silence made fans wonder what she was up to. 6 months later, it was announced that she had signed with the Black label, a YG affiliate, and 2 months after that, she signed with Atlantic Records. However, the public was mostly left puzzled about why she would sign with the Black label after what she had gone through in YG. Because of this, critics jumped at the chance to claim it was proof
The
she
guy was
wasn't interested in
someone
staying
else,
active
right?
as an
I think that
artist.
was the producer at that.
Argued she chose a company known for its inconsistent comebacks, which apparently suggested she wanted an easier schedule to focus on non-idol pursuits. Some accused her of avoiding challenges and sticking to her comfort zone, fueling the narrative that BLACKPINK members preferred modeling over making music.
Alright,
However,
there is so
what many
much.
overlooked was how BLACKPINK used their opportunities wisely. Even while attending high-profile events, they weren't just enjoying the spotlight, they were networking. Rosé, in particular, formed tons of connections with producers and artists during these moments, relationships she's now leveraging in her solo work. Though people doubted her motivations, her decisions show a strategy that goes beyond appearances, proving her commitment to building a lasting music career in her own way. In addition to building connections on these fashion shows, Rosé also serves some memorable looks, which you can now recreate at an affordable price thanks to fashionchingu.com. Browse through Rosé's or any other
Yeah, you can find out everything.
occasion. Fashion Chingu has all your style needs at events. You may know Rosé and Bruno mocked out that he was after joining the Black label was APT in collaboration with
This
none
was
other
crazy.
than
Yeah.
Bruno
Go
Mars.
check out our
She
reaction.
Rosé, when she signed with Atlantic
He's
Records
insane.
in September of this year, she found out that he was under the same label and reached out to him. In response, Bruno asked her if she could pitch him 3 songs, so she sent APT, which then turned out to be a huge hit immediately after release, proving
400
just how much
million
star
in 1
power she
month.
has. With APT, Rosé not only topped charts domestically and globally, including Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, and Tencent's QQ Music, but also set a Spotify record for most monthly listeners by a K-pop artist. The song also gave Bruno Mars his biggest debut on the Spotify global chart, so if anyone tells you that the success of the song is thanks to him alone, don't believe it so easily. Bruno Mars isn't the only music legend that Rosé is working with in this new chapter in her career.
I can't
Rosé's
wait for.
upcoming
Yo,
album
what is. Yeah, her album. I forgot.
Rosé will feature Dance All Night, co-composed by her and Greg Kurstin, who's also credited as a writer. Fans are thrilled, as Kurstin's track record includes hits like Adele's Hello and Easy on Me, Sia's Chandelier, and Kelly Clarkson's Stronger. Collaborating with such a renowned producer has raised excitement, making this song one of the album's
can't wait
most
for the collab,
anticipated
though.
highlights. As reported, Rosé apparently met Kurstin at a fashion after-party in Paris, and then straight up asked him to work together on music with her. Rosé is also teaming up with Amy Allen, known for hits like Sabrina Carpenter's Espresso and Ariana Grande's Greedy, and Michael Pollack, who's written for Beyonce, Miley Cyrus, Selena Gomez.
Girls got connections,
She's
bro.
so close to them that
They're
she
like
affectionately
mafia.
calls them mom and dad. This just highlights her dedication
what?
and passion. So close to them that she affectionately calls them mom and dad. This just highlights her dedication and passion for crafting quality music and building strong relationships with top talents in the industry. What's more, her debut solo album includes 12 tracks, matching what took BLACKPINK 3 years to achieve, with an additional 3 songs featured in the deluxe edition. Over the past year, Rosé began shaping her album while staying in Los Angeles after BLACKPINK's Born Pink World Tour wrapped up. She rented an Airbnb to focus on creating music, splitting her time between there and her hotel.
LA,
Reports
her
also
Rose is
suggest
made
that
to stay in
Rosé even
LA.
booked recording sessions at this time. According to her interview with i-dle magazine, working independently away from K-pop's rigid systems helped her reconnect with her passion and overcome the challenges she faced after the tour, giving her a fresh creative perspective. She said, "The album process was very therapeutic. It was the only place I felt sane. That's why I did it for a year. I felt like I was being held by mom or something." After the interview, many criticized YG for not providing Rosé with the resources she needed to create music, especially since she had to rent an Airbnb and book sessions herself. However, it also highlighted her
That's her
determination
solo
because
career,
even the
though,
bad
right?
management of her previous company couldn't stop her from doing what she loves most, making music and proving her passion and drive despite the obstacles. The album is also seemingly very personal, which fans were surprised by, to say the least. According to some interviews that Rosé did through these songs, she will discuss her previous toxic relationship, which is also something revolutionary for K-pop idols.
Yo, she had a relationship with who?
While idol groups often sing about love and heartbreak, Rosé takes a deeper, more personal approach in her album, openly reflecting on her past relationship and challenging the belief that K-pop idols don't
This is
cheat.
gonna bring
While this
heat.
might not seem like a big deal to some, it's important to remember that for a long time, BLACKPINK didn't have the freedom to include personal touches in their music or express themselves creatively. However, thankfully things are changing, as Rosé is now opening up and using her music
Same
to
with
share her
Lisa.
true feelings, allowing her fans to see a side of her beyond the pop star image. This shift is a refreshing change, giving her the chance to connect with her audience on a deeper level. As for the album itself, it has been said that it blends intimate storytelling with powerful emotional hooks. According to the Paper Magazine interview, Rosie tells a story of love gone wrong, the missed signs, dark 3 a.m. moments, and a toxic relationship that lingers until the end.
Having dark nights, the soul at 3 a.m.
Missed signs, dark 3 a.m. moments, and a toxic relationship that lingers until the end, capturing raw, cathartic emotions throughout. Fans are excited by the snippets and song titles they've heard, eager to see how Rosé expresses her experiences through music. For example, in an Instagram live stream she did recently, she shared a snippet of one of her few songs titled Toxic Till the End, with some of the lyrics going, "When you met my friends, you didn't even try with them. I shut them out, and then you didn't trust them. Possessive, so manipulating." While she hasn't revealed who this evil person is in the Paper Magazine interview, she delved deeper into this topic, revealing that she had a few unhealthy relationships in her life, which is something that many girls in their early 20s can relate to. She also mentioned that her music isn't just about unhealthy romantic relationships, but about any toxic connection with someone, making it relatable to anyone who's dealt with negativity in their life. Speaking more about her album, Rosé said she wanted her music to reflect the struggles many face in their 20s, describing this period as a time of vulnerability, confusion, and intense emotions. She revealed herself that in Rosie, she focuses on themes of betrayal and manipulation, capturing the challenges and chaos of the terrible 20s. So even before the release of her first solo album, Rosé had already silenced her critics and broken through the negative stereotypes about her. Many people criticized her for not having enough music, accusing her and BLACKPINK of lacking passion. Yet she's about to drop a 12-track album as her solo debut, proving them wrong. Others claim the BLACKPINK members weren't hands-on with their music, but Rosé is listed as both a writer and producer for every single song on her album. There were also complaints about the group repeating the same sound in every release, but Rosé's upcoming album promises to break that mold. Based on what we have heard so far, she's bringing a mix of genres, showing that she's ready to experiment and push creative boundaries. With this album, Rosé shows she's in charge of her career, finally doing what she's likely dreamed of for years. She's redefining her story, challenging the false narratives built around her career, and proving critics wrong every step of the way. Rosé is also taking charge of her promotions like never before, surpassing anything YG ever did for her. She's already made waves internationally, giving interviews with Paper Magazine and iTZY magazine, doing BuzzFeed's puppy interview, and appearing on the viral show
Bro, she fucking did 4 interviews in one day.
Her efforts aren't limited to global audiences, though. Rosé is also focusing on Korean promotions, appearing on Quiz on the Block, and joining Big Bang's Daesung on his YouTube talk show Zip Daesung. Although Rosé only started her solo career about a month ago, she's already proven that she actually never lacked in anything as an artist except for good management. Her vision and talents have always been there, but she was mostly held back by the same company that should have nurtured her potential. Despite this, Rosé still found ways to build connections, friendships, and networks through various non-music events, relationships that have now become a vital part of her solo journey. Considering all this, everyone can agree that leaving YG and taking control of her career has been the best decision for her, as it's allowed her to fully express herself as an artist. We are eager to see what she'll do next, as it's very clear that Rosé has many exciting projects ahead. Her journey is just beginning, and we can't wait for more.
Wow.
In less than a
This was a beautiful video explaining what's Rosie up to. I feel like not even just Rosie, I feel like the whole BLACKPINK probably waited for this moment and wanted to do it maybe earlier, because in some videos you could see how they weren't satisfied with the number of songs and like not being expressive who they are as person. Because for me to, I think to make a good song, you should really express who you are as well. And Rosie's that's someone who probably cares more about the music than who she creates than the fame or the trend she gets, but now she's just killing it.
This video shows that you should never be afraid to do a dangerous step in your career on or whatever you trying to achieve and stuff. Because as the video said that the old label was really holding her back, not really like pushing Rosé to the limits, getting some better music and stuff what she's good at, but was trying to hold her back. And now when she just left them, you know, it's most definitely a dangerous thing to do, you know, to leave the label that made you who you are and stuff. But that was the best decision for her. And
Yeah. The label
That's
seems
what
to
it
be
is.
fucking her in some sort of way, in a bad way.
But the way Rosé managed everything, like bad relationships,
yeah,
company, like everything was just so
They probably lost a
complicated.
bit
And
of their youth, but now they like mature and everything else.
yeah, I'm sure.
26, 7 plus, they're like the most mature part of like 20s. When you're even young then, you need to be young, mature as well to create some stunning moments. And it's amazing to see how BLACKPINK are shining so